Thank you very much. Good to see you again, Governor.
Good to see you, Congressman.
Let me ask, and I asked you, I think, when you first took the job, something I had asked the previous commissioner of, which is the Social Security Disability Income Program and the reevaluations. And at that time, I think I had told you when I first met, this must be 12 years ago, the commissioner at that time said, well, we don't have the ability to re-examine it every 5 years, which is like what every other private disability company would do. I mean, they do not give lifelong disability. They reevaluate disability. Because look, in this day of medical breakthroughs, I mean, you could have someone who's disabled this year, 5 years from now, they're actually able to go to work. Are we able to reevaluate on a routine basis the SSDI recipients?
Yes, sir, we are. It's a challenge, but we do it, and we also and we've gotten better at using the data to target the frequency of those reevaluations. So if medical improvement is likely, you get reviewed like every 18 months. If it's possible, every 3 to 5 years. If it's very unlikely, every 7 years.
Okay, so it's what I'll call a sliding scale, huh?
Sliding scale based on kind of the diagnosis of that case. Yes,
right, and that determination when to reevaluate's made at the initial determination. Because again, if you account for medical advances, you're like, well, if at the beginning you said, this is a hopeless case, right, maybe it's not hopeless 5 years from now, and because the cost is so high, and as you know, an accelerating cost in the program.
Right. I do believe that determination is made upon effectuation. When that last tranche in that chart that was with the FO2 time, after we effectuate it, that's when we then put it in the calendar for either the 1 year or 18-month review, 3 to 5 or 7, and then they come up like on a tickler file.
So the longest would be 7. You say. I mean, everyone is reevaluated at some point.
Everybody is reevaluated at some point.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then sometimes, if there's a change in earnings, I mean, there is so much complexity to this program. On disability, some people are receiving a disability, but they are also working. And we want people to go back to work, but if they work over a certain time, they can hit a cliff. So there's some nuances to it. But yes, sir, it's basically in those 3 tranches, everybody gets reviewed.
And those cliffs would require statutory changes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you could do that, that would be great.
Okay.
I mean, we shouldn't discourage people from
Correct.
working.
You're absolutely right.
The thing that bothers them most, the thing that's most tragic, is if they hit that cliff, they lose their health insurance.
Yeah, no, and these cliffs exist everywhere. Now that I'm on Medicare, the cliffs for the
Can I tell you about one other thing where we
Sure.
spend millions of dollars chasing nickels from poor people's pockets? SSI. It is 40% of our administrative effort, and it is only 4% of our benefits. Okay. And what we put poor people through to report their earnings every month, until a recent regulatory change, we used to deduct from a paltry $794.
I saw that in your testimony, right?
We used to deduct $130 if they lived with somebody that loved them, that bought them groceries.
Right.
So
I saw that. And
we spend so much money
on that.
And that's we have to review them every month.
So just say I don't want to go over. We had a presentation from Eric Schmidt last night, former CEO of Google, who kind of indicated that the federal government's really bad at software updates. Productivity, because the argument to say, well, we're doing more work with the same number or fewer employees, well, that's in the private sector, you go, okay, we need an increase in productivity. Is there the potential for increase in productivity by changing the way you do business, allowing say machines, AI, software,
yes,
something to improve the productivity?
Yes, sir. There absolutely is. We talked a little earlier about this agency hasn't had a true modernization shot since like Walter Cronkite reported on it back in the 60s. We need a commitment of, it's a big agency, but every single person, every little baby born in America gets a Social Security number from Wabash Avenue. So a $5 billion one-time capital investment that we would then have 4 years to properly implement and execute, that's the way to go. But we don't always do software bad. When we did the cutover from the Verizon system to AWS Connect, that finally gave us the platform for a future customer service, customer relations management system on the front end of the funnel. And we did it all in one day, August 22nd, without a bump. And we also create an automated tool for Medicare-only applications, which reduce processing time from 8 minutes to 8 seconds, and then stops if there's an anomaly that the agent has to look at because maybe somebody filled out the application wrong.
I saw that in your testimony too. Good. I mean, look, that's the wave of the future.
Yes,
so
sir.
We have to look at that.